Good evening and Jai Hind. I am Amrita Bose, teacher of English language at Sunbeam School, Mughalsarai. On behalf of the entire management and teaching fraternity at Sunbeam School, Mughalsarai, I welcome you all to the second installment in the series of webinars based on artificial intelligence. Today's webinar has been specifically designed and tailor-made to fit the levels of students belonging to senior school, that is standard 9th to 12th. This webinar is on AI, Python, and machine learning and has been organized by Sunbeam School, Mughalsarai in association with STEM Robo. Sunbeam School, Mughalsarai was established in the year 2005 and has been consistently aiming to provide holistic education by incorporating groundbreaking technologies to the existing curriculum. It has been catering to the needs of students belonging to Chandoli, Mughalsarai, Chakia, Chehania, Varanasi, and adjoining areas. I would now request our principal, Mr. C.K. Palit, to kindly address today's session. Welcome, sir.
Yes, thank you, Amrita ma'am. Jai Hind and good evening to all. From Sunbeam School, Mughalsarai, we extend a hearty welcome to all the participants of today's webinar and the chief guest of today's webinar, Dr. S.N. Pandey sir. The theme of today's webinar, it is Let's Go Digital and Be Future Ready. As we all are aware that today digital literacy has become a part and parcel of our daily lives, and keeping this in mind, the Sunbeam School Mughalsarai ensures that students are trained in operation of computer right from standard 1 onwards. The National Education Policy of 2020 has also emphasized on integration of digitalized way of blended learning. We offer computer science as an optional subject for students of 11th and 12th, where they can learn Python, while those in standard 8 to 10 can take courses in artificial intelligence. The classes in coding and circuit designing is done for the students of standard 6th and above. And as I mentioned here, that we give a lot of opportunity to our students to explore and understand computers right from standard 1. So therefore, we also do a lot of computer related activities for the students of 1 onwards. Here, I am happy to share with you all that the Atal Tinkering Lab promoted by the Niti Aayog, the Government of India, was set up in our school in the year 2018. It has enabled students of standard 6th and above to explore their creativity in designing electronic-based projects. Taking inferences from the different problems we face in our day-to-day life, the students have used solution-driven approach to build robots. For instance, in the ongoing COVID-19 crisis, it inspired a few of our students to come up with innovative solutions like touch-free dustbin, touch-free sanitizers, and touch-free doorbells. The other projects which requires a word of mention here are the rain alarm, fog detectors, obstacle detector for visually challenged people, and so on. Our subject experts helped our students to achieve commendable feats in designing of robots and electronic models. Our students bagged the gold medal in district level science exhibition in the year 2019. And again, I should mention here that for straight 2 years in 2019 and 20, students from Sunbeam School Mughalsarai have won the Inspire Award Manak at the district level, which is awarded by the Department of Science and Technology, and the students have received cash awards. We are happy to mention here that the Atal Innovation Mission of Banaras Hindu University have proposed for a collaboration with our school. Thereby, our school students can exhibit their models at BHU with the aim to encourage for patent of models. Keeping in mind to help our younger students to excel in their creativity, in the primary section, we have set up Tinkering Lab to facilitate students to design creative models, basically from the materials which are household scrap or the waste materials. At our school, we regularly conduct workshops where our students get opportunity to exhibit the models which are presented before our parents and the guests. And this is the way where we keep on helping our students to showcase their talents. Here, again, it is worth mentioning that we have conducted a robotics workshop exclusively for the students from our nearby community to give an opportunity to have a hands-on learning experience in handling of electronic gadgets and to build models. And again, after the children, as I mentioned, from the neighboring schools, mostly from the government schools, they enjoyed preparing the model, and we conducted a workshop for them where the models were exhibited. This is a small thing which I wanted to present before you about the care which we provide to our students to become a digitally literate person in 21st century. To make us understand better about the digital augmentation in the field of education, we are very, very happy that today we have an eminent person, Dr. S.N. Pandey, with us to guide us how to develop our operations in the field of computers and how we can accelerate the level of learning for our students. I have the privilege to introduce to this august audience today of our chief guest of the function, Dr. Sunil Kumar Pandey. Dr. Sunil Kumar Pandey, with an experience of over 23 years in the industry and academia, is presently working as the director of IT and UG at the very prestigious ITS Institute at Ghaziabad, having interest in database technologies and soft computing. I repeat, database technology and soft computing. Dr. Pandey has published over 85 and above research papers in the national and international journals and conference proceedings. Dr. Pandey have been providing and coordinating training and consultancy to various reputed organizations, including the officers and the air warriors of the Indian Air Force, renowned the Manipal Group of Bangalore, MIC, then the Ghaziabad District Administration, and so on. He has been coordinating the training and upskilling of Air Force staff for 5 years, in which over 750 and more air warriors and officers have been trained on different technologies and IT tools. Sir has conducted 12 national or international conferences in association with AICTE, CSI, and other leading organizations. He has also conducted faculty development programs supported by leading organizations on latest technology, entrepreneurship, etc., supported by AICTE and Department of Science and Technology, that is from the Government of India. Dr. S.N. Pandey has been awarded with many prestigious awards in academia and IT industry. That includes Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow, DataQuest, Business Standard, IT Next Magazine, Dell, Enterprise IT Magazine, Tech Plus Media Group, etc., and others. Dr. S.N. Pandey has been the regional coordinator of Region 1 of the Computer Society of India, including Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and he is also a member of the prestigious CSI Communication. He has been associated with various professional organizations including the IEEE, ACM, life member of CSI, ISCA, IETE, CEGR, etc. So, dear students, you can understand when I was reading out the profile, you realize that what an eminent person is there with us today. And it is always a privilege for us that we have such eminent personalities with us who will be guiding the students. Now, I take this opportunity to request Dr. Pandey sir to address to our students. So over to Dr. S.N. Pandey.
Good evening, sir. And thank you so much for this so elaborative introduction. I think when we are among teachers and among students, we all know that as a teacher, our existence is because of these students. And I don't think for a teacher, there could be any better platform to interact with other than students.
Yes.
Respected principals, sir, respected faculty, team of Sunbeam Mughal Sarai, and your students. In fact, this is, I could see that around 190 odd intelligent students are participating in this very important, very pertinent session, because as students today, you may not realize that how important this session is going to be for you, because the kind of resource person I was looking at when sir shared the information. If you look around in industry, what is happening, if you look around at different research organizations, what is happening, people are busy and discussing that what is going to happen in next 3 to 4 years, 5 years down the lane. And when they discuss it, they find, in fact, every year for students, this could be an information that every year, top leadership of different leading organization, global organization, they meet once and they discuss that what is happening in industry, in what direction industry is heading towards, and what kind of people would be required in time to come to make sure that industry doesn't stop. It keeps progressing, it keeps performing, it keeps bringing laurels to its employee, and then of course, keeping their organization on a growing pedestal. There are 4 different technologies last time when in World Economic Forum, which held at Doha, when these industry leaders met once in a meeting, they were discussing on this, and the discussion was minuted, it was recorded. And then I will not go into the detail because it's around 50 odd page discussion and then minuted document. But the 4 things which I would like to mention here, that they agreed on one point of time, that the way technology is coming up, the way the innovations, and from where these innovations are coming. Sir was mentioning about Atal Tinkering Lab, ATL. When the idea of ATL was propounded, the objective was to create an environment where students from school level, they start thinking, exploring, and doing, and then start feeling that how this technology can help not only to learn different things, but also to create something new, which can be helpful to industry, which can be helpful to the businesses. And if business and industry does well, of course, this is contributing in country's GDP. It is contributing in country's economy. So indirectly, you will be, these young kids would be contributing in the growth of the country. And that's how these 4 dominating technologies they pointed out. Number 1, you all know, if not know, at least you all must have heard the cloud technology, the cloud computing environment. The second is, you all know, you all access, if you were accessing this Facebook or other applications few years back, 2-3 years back, now if today you are using the same application, you find its speed very fast. That the internet bandwidth is increasing, and like you all must have heard about 5G, which is coming up very fast, and we have started seeing the result of it. Then third was, you all must have heard about this terminology, that is big data. Now you all know, when you use Facebook, how many times, if suppose if one of your friend makes a post on Facebook, How many times you think that what you are writing on his post? If you go for comment, you write the way you want. You write what you want to write. So there is no structure at all. But while writing this, you create data, and that data does not have any structure. And that unstructured data needs to be stored somewhere. Now, big data is something which is providing that facility, providing that framework where, apart from structured data, structure means if suppose in your classroom, if your teacher comes, she takes or he takes your attendance, they have one table, one page, which the page is divided into different columns. On one, serial number, your name, and then dates. And your teacher takes your name, you say yes or no, present, and then teacher marks the attendance. Now this is a structure, but there is no structure at all when you come on social media. So this big data is providing. And the fourth and last is the topic on which you are going to spend about an hour or so today, that is AI. Because AI and machine learning is something which is now dominating the industry. And let me tell you, whether you are a student of science, whether science means physics, maths, or chemistry, whether you are a student of biology, where zoology, botany you are studying, or you are a student of humanity, or you are a student of even other left streams, irrespective of streams where you are, this AI, it's something which is going to touch each of you, and each of you have your role to play in it. Because when I said that around 190 intelligent students, now you are intelligent, you have that capability, that you have that competency to think about something. You have that competency to make decisions. Decisions not necessarily we at sitting at position we take decision. As a student in your day-to-day life, you take decisions, and when you take decision, you need certain kind of information. From where that information comes it comes from data. So ultimately, if somewhere the data is stored, you try to convert that data into information, and then that information gets translated into knowledge, and that knowledge helps you in making decisions. Now, what happens, what industry is looking at, that in an organization, there are a number of tasks, and many a times the tasks are repetitive in nature. Now, if task is repetitive, intelligent student like you, why you should be put on those repetitive tasks? Why can't we create certain kind of machine where you have natural intelligence, you take some part of your intelligence, add to that machine, since this is not going to be natural, this is going to be artificial. So if you add some kind of intelligence to the machine, that will be artificial intelligence, and that machine starts thinking in limited capacity. And if that machine can think, tomorrow that machine, after getting certain instruction, can work, because now it has that intelligence component has been added. So if that intelligence is added, which is not natural, it is called artificial intelligence. Robotics, what sir was mentioning, this is a very important, very useful, and very crucial example, which is now being used almost in every vertical of organization. You all must be knowing about Amazon. Now, what Amazon is doing now, Amazon is using these drones. These drones are nothing but machines which are added with the capability of AI and machine learning, which identifies the place which is already fit. It locates based on the GPS system, and then after a moment, it reaches at that point, and then things are delivered. Amazon is doing. If you go warehouse in Gurgaon itself, Gurgaon, that Maruti, you all know that thousands of cars is flying on the Mughal Sarai, Varanasi. Every day you say. Now, when these cars are assembled here, now how it is happening, that's a wonderful example. If you go to that site, and sometime, if time permits, I will request sir also that we can have a group of students to visit this place. Even in Varanasi, that DLW itself is having that CNC and robotics based system. Now, what these machines are doing, that the kind of movement of parts from one place to other place, it used to take number of humans involved. It used to take time. And then you all know, we are driven by our mood. We are driven by situations we are into. But a machine does not have that mood. Machine does not have that situation. The only thing it requires, that all parts are at place, And then if that intelligence is added, that machine is capable of doing the same thing what many people does. So by doing this, what you are doing, you are number one, that repetitive task you are assigned to the machine. Now machine is doing on your own behalf. That's what the beauty of AI. And then as an individual, you have been taken away from that repetitive task. Now you are free to spend time on thinking certain innovative ideas, to work on certain innovative ideas. And that's what the beauty of AI. And then subsequently machine learning, deep learning, then things come. The topic what you are going to, the session what you are going to attend today, basically it's on AI, if I'm not wrong, which will be using Python. Now, this AI and Python, trust me, because sitting here in a higher educational institution, and that too in Delhi NCR, every day we come across different kind of situations, different kind of requirements which are coming up regularly from industry, and they're looking for people like you. They don't want very experienced people, because as a youth, you have more competency, you have more potential to work for hours. You have different thought process, your creative mind they want. And this AI is something, if you all start thinking, at least if you start working on it, at least you try to understand what actually it is, irrespective of the vertical, your area of interest, everywhere it is going to contribute. If nothing else, even if you join an organization as a manager, you will have to handle those machines as a user. And if you have an understanding of it, it will help you in performing your duties, responsibilities. And that will help you in placing yourself in the organization, in the businesses, or in the industry where you would be in next 3 to 5 years down the lane. So this AI, it's something which is very much picking up area. Still, there are lots of research going on, and this is something which is going to remain there at least 10 to 15 years down the lane. So if you start working on it, number one, it will increase your technical know-how. Second, it will increase your employability aspect. Third, you have lots of innovation to do. So if you have that mind, that questioning mind, if you have that mind where you think that you want to get involved into some innovative project, this is going to be something which will be really amazing. And Python, it's something, as a programming language, learning a programming language is never an easy task. Let me tell you, those who are in 10th or 11th or 12th, they might have tried to learn C, C++, or Java, JavaScript. Some of you might have worked upon. You must be having that idea that how difficult it is to learn a programming language. But the Python is a beautiful language which does not have the intricacies where you need to know what the internal details of programming language. It's a very simple, straightforward language. And just by using few commands, few statements, you can do something which otherwise, if you choose a programming language like C or C++, it could take around 500 or 1,000 lines. So it's a beautiful language. And if at this stage, when you are in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, if you are getting this opportunity, trust me, we didn't have that luxury. When we were studying, there was no one to take care of it. You are lucky that you are in a school where your teachers, under the leadership of respected principals, they are giving thought to all these things, bringing all these new things for you to learn. And if some of you could learn and do something which country needs, this will not be a satisfaction only for you. A few days back, we were welcoming Olympians who won gold medal, came back to country, and the kind of gesture, the kind of happiness, the kind of pleasure, the kind of pride we all were feeling. If some of you could come with certain innovations, certain products on which, as your teacher, we could take that pride as a country. If we could take pride, I think this will be something, this will be a contribution which will not less than those Olympic gold medals for the country. And we all look forward to you, because time is yours. You are the people, those who are on the cusp of change, which we all are waiting to witness. I'm sure that some of you would definitely take this benefit of this ATL lab, of such sessions, and we'll come up with certain different good applications where we all will be using those things. And every day we will be remembering that this is someone who was from Sunbeam Mughal Sarai who did this. And that's all as a teacher we want. और वही हमारे लिए as a शिक्षक सबसे बड़ी गुरु दक्षिणा होती है. आप सभी लोग अच्छे से इसको समझने की कोशिश करें. It's a beautiful language, very important language, simple yet very important. And this is the only language presently, at least, people are preferring to develop AI-based applications. So if you learn this, not only you'll be learning a language, but you will be learning a tool which will help you in building unique applications. I'm sure that you all will take the benefit of it. I'm really thankful to Principal Sir for giving this opportunity. I really feel privileged and honored to be part of this session and among these very intelligent students of Sunbeam Mughal Sarai. I have been attending few of the sessions, and really they have wonderful organizing capabilities. They have wonderful insight. There are some of the students I saw participating in debate, in video documentary meeting. It was really wonderful to see the students of Sunbeam. They are doing wonderful under your able guidance, under the guidance of wonderful teachers. And I'm sure this legacy will continue, and we will see some of them shining on the global arena as well. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your pearls of wisdom. We are honored to have you with us today. Today's webinar is brought to you by STEM Robo Technologies. STEM Robo is a leading name in educational technology. It has been known to pioneer new concepts, methodologies, research and development, and design initiatives in STEM education. Before we proceed, a reminder to all the participants of the webinar. A registration link for the upcoming webinar in the series will be posted in the chat box at the end of the session. I request all participants to stay in the meeting until the completion of the session. Your registration will help us keep a track of your attendance during these webinars, and upon successfully completing all sessions, each participant will be awarded a certificate. At Sunbeam School Mughal Sarai, we constantly strive to add value to what we promise to deliver by organizing such hands-on learning events on a regular basis. Today's webinar is based on Python, which is the language of choice when it comes to website development, data analysis, game development, business applications, CAD applications, and much more. We also are going to learn about machine learning, which is a branch of AI that focuses on the use of data and algorithms to imitate the way humans learn, gradually improving the accuracy of AI. Our resource person for the day is Mr. Aman Upadhyay. Mr. Aman is the Senior Innovations Engineer and Technical Lead at STEM Robo. He holds over 3 years of experience in the field of AI and robotics. He has also led over 50 innovative projects and has mentored over 12,000 students in the field of robotics, Internet of Things, and specifically AI. Sir, I would request you to kindly commence today's session.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me properly. So let us start with the session, and I guess the chat box is open. So you all are right. You all can interact with me through the chat box. If you have any doubt, you can raise your hand. All right. Okay. Let's start with the session. And today we'll be learning about technology, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. Right. Okay. Do any one of you having any idea about the artificial intelligence and what AI is? If you have any idea, you can write it in the chat box. How you understand about the AI? What do you think AI is? before we go into the technical detail about the artificial intelligence, I just want to know what you think about AI. What you think, right? Any example of AI that you know, or any technology that you have seen about the AI? Giving human sense to computer, good. Okay. We give the learning some sample and the fraction of the time. Okay, AI is making machine. Okay, okay, all right. Okay, okay. I'm getting a lot of answers in the chat box, and I'm very happy. I'm very glad to see this. Alexa, right? Some of the examples I'm getting in the chat box, some of the right definition about the AI I'm giving in the chat box. Okay, those of you who are very new into the artificial intelligence, let me give you a brief about what is AI. Now, here I'm not going to tell you the definition about the AI, because AI is something cannot be defined in one or two lines, right? I will tell you AI. What is AI in a very simple or a layman language? There is something that Sir was talking about, right? Sir was talking about human intelligence given to the machine, right? Sir has explained AI in a very normal or layman language to you. Let me brief you that line to you. What is the AI, right? Now we all have human intelligence, right? We all are having human intelligence, correct? For example, right? Okay. So we are having human intelligence. For example, we can understand language, isn't it? You can understand my language, I can understand your language, and we can interact, we can communicate, isn't it? That is nothing but artificial intelligence, correct, right? So if you are able to understand my language and I am able to understand your language, that is nothing but human intelligence, right? Correct. So I will list out some of the human intelligence for you. Okay. So I will list out some of the human intelligence to you, and you have to remember this human intelligence, because we are going to relate artificial intelligence with human intelligence in after a few minutes, right? Okay. So let's discuss about first human intelligence is that, right? Understanding language. You can understand my language, I can understand your language. That is understanding of human language or communicating is nothing but human intelligence, right? One of the human intelligence, right? So I will write it down so that you will remember each and every point that we are discussing today, right? So the first human intelligence, right? First human intelligence is understanding of language, right? Isn't it? Understanding of language. Second human intelligence, very common human intelligence is that, right? If you have any doubt, you can write in the chat box. I will surely read your all the doubts and I will try to solve it. The second very important human intelligence is that we can see the things around us, isn't it? Like, for example, I can see what is around me. I can see, for example, I can see a monitor, I can see keyboard, mouse, pen pad, bottle, mobile, right? I can see all of these things around me. This is possible because of human intelligence. We have a capability of vision, right? We can see the things, or I can say we can detect object. Sorry, my mistake. We can detect object, right? We can detect object or recognize object, right? I will write in short so that you can just remember those points, right? And the third very important human intelligence is that we can learn new things, right? We can learn new things daily. Now think about it, how we born, how we die, there's a huge difference between them, right? Right, those two right stages of life. So when we born, right, when we born, we have absolutely no knowledge about the world, but when we die with lot of experience and right knowledge. This is possible because of the learning system of human, right? We daily learn new things, and we apply those things in real world, right? Now what if I design a machine? Okay, what if I design a machine? What if I design a machine, right? A machine, right? What if I design a machine having all of these intelligence, right? If I give all this intelligence to a machine, then we call it as AI, artificial intelligence. Why AI? Why not HI or NI, natural intelligence? The reason why we call AI, because machines are not, right? Machines are not intelligent, right? Like naturally intelligent. They are artificial thing. They are developed in the industry, right? Manufactured, right, by a company. So they are artificial thing. So we don't call it as natural intelligence or human intelligence. We call it as artificial intelligence. I hope this point is clear. So the whole idea behind the artificial intelligence is, yes, Kavya and Deepika, if you have any doubt, you can ask in the chat box. Uh, okay, there are a lot of
Just a
things that I can
moment,
see.
Aman sir.
Yes, sir.
Students, please note that if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box, and though these questions will be taken up afterwards. Okay.
Yeah.
So listen to the discussions first, which Aman sir is telling you very nicely, and don't raise your hands. So we will take up all the questions afterwards. Please listen to the session. Over to Aman sir.
At the end of the session, I will again like to repeat this. At the end of the session, we will be having a question hour, right? There, at that time, you can discuss all your doubts. Okay. Now, so we discussed about this. So capability of human, right? What are the capabilities of human? We can learn from our experience, we can adapt, and we can enhance our learning system, right? Now, here is a definition you can understand, or representation of AI in a very simple word. Artificial plus intelligence equals to artificial intelligence, right? So something which is artificial, and if I give intelligence to that, that we call it as artificial intelligence. And now there are a lot of places where the AI is used, right? Current status of artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence for social work, for aviation, in the field of education, healthcare, industries, finance, and there are so many places where the artificial intelligence is used. But I will like to discuss some of the terminology which is required for artificial intelligence, okay? And for that, I have to switch it to the whiteboard just to explain you, right? What is the artificial intelligence, right? Okay. I hope you can see my whiteboard, right? Now, let us talk about, now we have discussed about the language, right? We humans can understand language if there is a machine or a device, okay? If there is a machine or a device that can understand human language, right? Then we call it as natural language processing, right? So if there is any machine or device that can understand human language, we call it as natural language processing. Now, can you give me any example of a device or a machine that can understand human language? Any example of device or a machine that can understand human language? Alexa, good. Google Assistant, Siri, right. So these are the devices which we call it as, right, NLP, right? NLP based devices. Of course, NLP is nothing but a part of AI, right? Part of AI, but it specifically deals with understanding of human language. Now there are a couple of example like Alexa, Google Assistant, Siri, Amazon Echo, right? iPhone, right? Apple's Home and Mini and all those things. Now we discussed about human can see, right? Human is having vision. Human can see things. What if there is a machine or device that can able to see the things around it? So we call it as computer vision. Now, why I'm telling you these terminology? Because these terminologies are very important to understand what's happening in the field of artificial intelligence. Now, is there any device or a machine that you know can understand human, can see the things like we can do? Any devices or machine that you know that can see the things around itself like we are doing? Okay. All right, camera. Robot, okay. CCTV. Sophia, okay. Google Lens, good. Tanish, good. Right. Google Lens, right. Okay, okay, right, good. Now I will explain you by some examples, right? Now, if we talk about the computer vision, there are tons of examples that you might be also using. One of the examples that we have seen nowadays only, that is the virtual background. Virtual background, right? Have you seen the principal sir, and your ma'am, they were up, right? They have used a virtual background, right? A picture in the background. Now let me ask you a very simple question, right? If you apply a virtual background, that virtual background will not replace you. It will only replace what is behind you, right? Have you ever seen the virtual background has covered your face or your arms, right? It never happens. So my question is, how your camera know that there is a person, don't replace it, and there is a background, replace it with the given image, right? A very valid question, isn't it? How your camera know that there is a person, right? There is a person, don't replace it, right? What is the full form of NLP? The full form of NLP is natural language processing. Okay, the full form of NLP is natural language processing, right? So if your image quality is good, right? If you are using a good camera, if the lighting condition is good, it can easily detect the object, right? It can easily detect the object, right? Right? It can easily detect the object. So what it will do, it will detect whether there is a human or not. If there is a human, don't replace it. And if there is anything else, replace it with the image, right? Given image. So that is nothing but computer vision, because here your camera is smart enough to detect whether there's a human or not. Or have you ever seen that when you open in your phone, when you open your front facing camera, your face is there inside a circle or a square, right? Isn't it? Why your face is there inside a circle or a square? The reason for that is your camera is smart enough to detect that there is a person, and it can detect the face of the person, right? And it will put your face inside a circle or a square, and it will suggest you that this is the place where I'm doing autofocus, right? So there are tons of similar features that you will see which uses computer vision. Definitely Google Lens is one of the great example of this, right? Now let's discuss about a third very important terminology, and then we will go to some practical aspects of AI. We will do some hands-on activities, right? The third aspect of the third pillar, right? The main important pillar of the artificial intelligence is learning. Now we human can learn new things, right? Now today you are learning. Today you all are learning about artificial intelligence, right? This is possible because of human learning system, right? What if I design a computer or a machine or a device that can learn new things, right? That we call it as, right? That we call it as machine learning, or in short, ML, right? Now there are tons of examples that you see around you which uses the machine learning. Now this time I want answers from you. Do you know any devices or machine that can learn new things? Face ID, okay, good. Okay, computer, Face ID, Google. Can you elaborate what you mean by Google? Aadhaar card, okay. Weather prediction, good. Stock prediction, okay. Google Ads, Ankit, good, very nice. Okay, PAN card, okay. Humanoid robot, Sophia. Okay, let me give you a very simple example, right? Okay, good. Some of you know the basics of artificial intelligence. Happy to see, right? Happy to see that. Okay, let me give you a very simple example that all of you can relate. Okay, let's talk about YouTube application. Now think about it, right? When you open YouTube application, you see different homepage, right? If you open my YouTube application in my phone, you will see different videos on homepage, right? When you open your YouTube application, you see different videos on homepage, right? So the videos we see on the homepage are known as recommended videos, right? Now the question is that we all have downloaded YouTube application from the same place, right? We have all have downloaded YouTube from the same place, right? If you are using Android, you have downloaded from Play Store. If you are using iOS, Apple phone devices, then you might have downloaded it from either it is pre-installed or you have downloaded from Apple Store, right? So the source of application is same. So why the videos on the homepage different for different people? The reason is YouTube learn from you. What YouTube does, YouTube learns from you. what it learns from your activity. It learns from your activity what you like and what you don't like. Depends upon your history, your likes, the type of channel you have subscribed. From all these data, YouTube learns from you. And then what YouTube does, YouTube gives you recommendation and it predicts this is the video you may like. Okay. Similarly, Google advertisement, right? Have you ever seen that when you go to a website, let's say Amazon, and you search for a mobile phone, and you invest your some time searching a good phone for you, right, which suits best for your need. You might observe that after some time you will see Google, right? Google gives you advertisement of phone every now and then, here and there, right? Have you ever observed this, students? Let me know in the chat box if you have ever observed this thing before, right? So this is right. This what this is actually YouTube, right? Right. YouTube learns from you. Google learns from you. Even whenever you watch a video, right? Whenever you watch a video on I will say movie on Amazon Prime or Netflix, they also learn from you and gives you recommendation, right? Okay. So here are some of the application, and sorry, here you can see some of the example about the AI. Now let's do some hands-on without writing any code, and then we will learn how Python works and how Python can be used for artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay. All right. So ready for the demonstration, students? So we'll go right and we'll learn about the demonstration. We'll see how actually this works. Now here, I hope you can see a platform that I'm going to use to demonstrate computer vision to you. Now this particular platform is by Google, right? This platform is by Google, Teachable Machine with Google.com. And there is no sign in or no sign up is required on this particular platform. I will share this link in the chat box as well, so that you can go to this link and you can perform side by side. Okay. Right. Yeah, could draw. Okay. Yes. So I hope you got the link in the chat box. Go to this link and you all can also perform this activity side by side, right? Because this is very simple platform. No need of programming. You don't need to even sign in or sign up. Okay. When you watch a gaming video and I get laptop rights, yes, right. That is true, Abhinav. Yes, that is correct. If you go on Google, YouTube and watch a gaming video, you will get a gaming laptop review, right? Advertisement. If you go to YouTube and you watch some, right? Let's say, Python video, you might get some, edtech company, right? Advertisement and so on. That is true. Very good, Abhinav. Right. Okay. Let us now go to this platform and now we'll demonstrate computer vision, right? So I will click on get started. And I have to turn off my camera from Zoom because a camera cannot be used at two places at the same time. And I will go to image project and we'll select standard image model. Now we are doing image classification, right? Now let us talk about a very simple activity. Let's say I want my computer to detect whether I am wearing a mask or not. Okay, so I want my computer to detect whether I am wearing a mask or not. So what I can do here, my computer has no idea what is the meaning of mask and what is the meaning of face without a mask or not wearing a mask, right? So I will change this class label. I'm making two classes, or I can say I'm making two, right? I'm making two classes, or I'm making two categories. One of the category is mask, and let's say another category is not mask, no mask, right? Now what I will go and do it here. Now, as my computer don't know what is the meaning of mask, I have to train my computer. I have to teach my computer what I mean by mask, right? So I will click on webcam, and here I will give some sample images with mask, right? I will give some sample images with mask. So the first thing that I will do, I will wear a mask, right? I will wear a mask, and then I will take some sample data and I will give it to my computer. So I will click on hold to record, and I will give some sample images with wearing a mask, right? Right? These are some sample images with mask. Now what I will do, I will remove the mask, and now I will give some sample images without mask, right? So there are almost 102 images with mask, and now I will click on no mask, and I will give almost similar number of images without mask, right? So I will click and hold, and I will give some sample images, some little bit zoomed in, zoom out, and all this, right? So almost similar number of images I have given in mask and no mask as well. Now what will happen? Why we are giving this data to the machine? We are giving this data to the machine so that machine can learn from this data. Now, as soon as I will click on train model, all this data, right? All this data, this platform will take, and this platform will try to find out what is the similarity between all mask images, what is the similarity between no mask images, and what are the differences between these two types or the class of images. And this type of training, it will do 50 times, and this we call it as epoch. Okay, or I can say number of times you want your computer to learn. So this is by default set to 50, which means you want your computer to learn 50 times. And once this 50 time training is done, right? Once this training is done, you can see that my computer now my computer know what is the meaning of mask and what is the meaning of no mask. Here, can you see my computer is saying that there is no mask, and I'm 100% confident about it. But as soon as I wear a mask, right? As soon as I wear a mask, you can see my computer is saying that there is mask, and I'm 100% confident about it, right? And if I remove it, it will say that there is no mask, right? Sorry. Yeah. So if I remove it, it is saying that there is no mask and I'm 100% confident. And if I wear it, you can see there is a mask and I'm 100% confident about it, right? I hope you got this idea. So my computer is now smart enough to detect whether I'm wearing a mask or I'm not wearing a mask, right? And of course, you might see some of the fluctuations here when I'm not wearing a mask properly. For example, like this, you can see a little bit of fluctuation because my computer is not sure whether I'm wearing a mask or not, right? Because when I have trained my model, my nose was covered, right? But when I'm testing my computer, my nose was visible in the camera. So my computer is also confused now whether I'm wearing a mask or not because my mask was not properly set, right? So what do you understand from this? Why I'm showing you this example? This example I'm showing you, just you can understand what is the process or the steps to train a computer. So let me rewrite it for you. Okay. So let me rewrite for you what exactly is this, right? What exactly is this? So what is the steps in training a computer, right? What are the steps that we follow in training a computer? So to train a computer, what we do? To train a computer, first we do is we gather a data, right? A data set. Data. Now here in this example, what is our data? In this particular example, our data is some picture, right? Some picture with mask, right? Mask, and some picture without mask, right? This is our data. So the first things that you will do, first step that you do is you get the data. After the data, what you do, you apply some pre-processing. What you do, you pre-process. Right now, what I mean by pre-processing, because if you give a large data, right, a picture with a very high resolution, that your computer may not be able to handle it properly. So there's a couple of pre-processing like reducing the size of the image, right? Cropping the images, converting image into grayscale. There's so many pre-processing is done on the image, right? And then we do training, and then we do testing, and then we export our model so that other person can use it. So what we have done, right? So if you see the steps that we have done so far, so if you have seen this, what we have done in this particular example, right? So in this particular example, if you see that, the first thing that we have done, we have gathered the data. Now in this example, it is very easy to gather the data or to collect the data using web camera. But in some cases, you cannot use the web camera. For example, if you want to check whether the picture, in the picture there's a cat or a dog. Now you cannot bring the cat in front of the camera, right? Or you cannot bring the dog. Or suppose if you want to, if you want to detect elephant or giraffe or something like that animal, you cannot bring it in front of the camera, right? So what you can do, you can collect the information or the details from some other website or resources. Then what you will do, you will train your model and then you will test. Now what I am doing right now, I'm testing. I'm checking whether my model is proper or not. Once the testing is done, I can export the model and I can say upload my model. And once my model is uploaded, it will take a couple of seconds to upload the model. And once your model is done, right, you will get a link, right? You will get a website link. And this website link you can share with anyone, right? You can share with your friends, right? You can share with your family member. You can host a website using this so that other person can use your AI. Because whenever you are doing AI, you are not doing it for you. You are doing it for community, right? For other to use, right? That. Now here you can see my deployment is done. My export, right? It has been exported. And you can see the link, https teachable machine with google.com/ right? And all those things. Now I will copy this. And what I will do, I will open a new tab, right? I will open a new tab. I will paste this website and I will click on this link. And now it will take a couple of seconds. And then you will see a very nice application there, right? Up and running. So it will take a couple of seconds. Now this website is getting ready now. It's not showing me any prediction because it's loading your model. Okay. It takes a little bit of time to load your model because you have a lot of data or the information, right, to train on. So after a while, you will see that your model has been trained and then it will start making prediction, right? And now you can see that it's saying that there's no mask and I'm 100% confident. And as soon as I take my mask and I will wear it, as soon as I take my mask and I wear it, it's saying that there's a mask 100% confident. Now, this is not a local link, student, right? This is not a local link. You can, right? You can go to this particular link, right? If I share in the chat box, you all can also go into this link, right? And right, you all can also go into this link and you can see my model, right? You can use this model. I hope it is clear to everyone what is actually computer vision, right? And I hope you have also performed along with me side by side to do some hands-on on this particular platform. Now there are a couple of other, right? There are a couple of other, right, ways, right, or the computer vision is used, right? There are other application example where the computer vision is used. Let me show you one of the very simple, right, 2 or 3 examples of computer vision. Now this is a Microsoft website, a very nice thing. Suppose if I show you this picture, students, what you will say? If I show you this picture, okay, let it load. If I show you this picture, student, what you will say? Let me ask you a very simple question. Define this picture in one sentence in the chat box. How you will define this picture in just one sentence? Can you define this picture in just one sentence? How you will define this picture in one sentence, student? Not a word, in a sentence. You can use, right? You can have a lengthy word as well. How can you define this in word, right? In one sentence. A taxi stops at the signal. Taxi at New York. Good. A car moving in the city. Good. I'm getting an interesting answer, right? Now, how you are defining it, student? My question is, how you are able to do this? You are able to define this picture in one sentence because of your human vision, right? And human understanding, isn't it? Now, let us say that what computer vision has to say about this picture. So you can see computer vision is saying that there's a building, car, road, outdoor, vehicle, land vehicles, right? Street, wheel, and so many other things. And how computer vision defined this picture in one sentence? You can see a yellow car on the street, right? Which is very true. And see, computer vision is, AI is also as smart as we are, isn't it? Now, why, right? Why we are learning this and what is the use of this? Now, you know that in social media nowadays, there are a lot of posts we make every day, right? Lot of people's using social media like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, right? And we post so many photos and videos on the social media. Now, every social media is having its own policies. You cannot post this kind of videos or images. You cannot do that. You cannot do this, right? Now, is there any person, what do you think? Is there any person sitting at social media headquarters or office and looking at your post? Is this appropriate or not? The answer is no, right? What they do, they use this kind of computer vision. So here you can see my computer vision is saying that, is there any racy content? Answer is false, no. And is there any adult content? Answer is false, no, and 100% sure about it, right? This is how computer vision, or I can say this kind of, right, analyzing and describing images used by social media to for the policy, right, assurance. All right. Now let us do some hands-on, very quick hands-on on machine learning, right, or natural language processing. Now we'll do quickly natural language processing as well. But before that, I will take it to the Amazon. I would like to take it to the Amazon, right? A very nice application we'll discuss first. Now here you can see this is the Amazon, right, account in front of me. And suppose if I go to Amazon and I search laptop. Now what do you see? If I search laptop, let this load. Yeah, here you can see there are a couple of laptops here, right? There's so many laptops here. Now, if I go on the left-hand side of the menu and I say, I want laptop of 16 GB and more RAM, right? Correct? So what I said that I want a laptop of memory size 16 GB or more. Now see here, you can see many laptops here having 16 GB, isn't it? For example, here, HP Pavilion, 16 GB RAM, right? Correct? You can see HP NV, 11th generation, 16 GB RAM. HP Pavilion, 16 GB RAM. So, right, you can see a couple of laptops here having 16 GB of RAM, right? Because the reason is we said that we want laptop of only 16 GB. Now my question is that how Amazon know that which laptop is of 16 GB and which laptop is not 16 GB? I hope you're getting it, right? Because on Amazon, there are many laptops. Some are of 4 GB, some are of 8 GB, some are of 16 GB, 32 GB, 64 GB. How might Amazon know that this particular laptop is of 16 GB and this is a time to show this laptop to this, right, to the user? How my computer or Amazon know this thing? So Amazon here uses NLP, natural language processing. I will not take any example of Alexa or Google Assistant because you already know these examples, right? Now let us try to do the same thing practically, right? So what I will do, I will take it to your platform that is called as Monkey Learn. This is just a demonstration that I'm going to show it to you because this particular website is not free and open source, right? This is a paid website. So you cannot perform on this particular website and not for the education purpose. But yeah, this is a very nice website. I'll show you how actually this machine learning along with NLP work, right? So I will go to this website and I say create model and I will click on extractor and I will choose a CSV file. Now I have a CSV file and in this CSV file, I have details of all the laptops. As you can see, these details are as similar as you see on Amazon, right? HP NV 2021, thin and light 11th generation, right? Similarly here also you see Lenovo IdeaPad 100 and the 16:9 aspect ratio notebook, right? A laptop PC with Intel Core, right? You can see the specification. Now what I'm going to do, I will use this data. Now this is the first step that I was talking about. Use the data, right? Collect the data in machine learning. Now there are total 250 data right here. Now what I'm going to do, my computer don't know what to do with this data. So I will say I want to detect RAM. And I will click on plus button and I will say continue. Now my computer has no idea about what is RAM. So now I'm going to train my computer. So I will say this particular laptop, HP Elite X2 and so on, this is having 8 GB of RAM. And then I will click on next. This particular laptop is having no RAM, right? So I will just delete this because this is a wrong data. In pre-processing, we remove such kind of data. Here I will select 2 GB of DD, right? LPDDR3 RAM. Next. Here there is no mention of RAM, so I will delete this data. And then here I have a 4 GB of RAM, right? 4 GB of RAM. I will now say next. Now here what I am doing, I am actually training my computer to understand what is the meaning of RAM and just see what happens after a couple of trainings, right? Now can you see, without I have selected 8 GB of RAM, my model automatically detected that there is a 8 GB of RAM, right, in this computer. Now here it got not detected properly, so I have to train this, right? 4 GB of RAM. Can you see that? Automatically detected 4 GB RAM, automatically detected 8 GB RAM, automatically detected 8 GB RAM, right? Now what we are doing, we are in training phase, students. So we have to train as much as we can to make our computer perfect. Now here you can see automatically detected 4 GB RAM, automatically detected 4 GB, right? This is happening because of training. So we are first training our computer and it's learning from this training. I hope you got it, right? Right? See, the training is done. Now my computer is able to understand what is the meaning of, right, RAM and how it is detected. I hope you all are clear with this example and how Amazon actually work. Whenever you say, so whenever you do shopping, right, what you do, let's suppose if you have, right, if you want to buy a t-shirt, what you do, you apply some filter, like you select your gender, male, then or female, you select your size, right, right, small, medium, large, right, which size of t-shirt you want, right? You also apply filters on brand, which brand of t-shirt you want. So how Amazon know which t-shirt is of which brand, which size, and everything? This is possible because it applies natural language processing here, right? I hope everyone is clear with this example. Let me know if you understood this particular thing, what we are talking about, NLP, right? Okay. So we have understood how computer vision works and how natural language processing works. And we have also seen how artificial intelligence, right, and machine learning, all the 3 pillars of AI, right? So we have discussed all 3 pillars of AI, right? Right? Okay. Yes, the example is so much is clear, right? Okay, right. Now let us talk about some Python, right, examples. And let's see actually how Python works. Now, have you ever seen like all these things? If you think about AI, right, or we have seen, right, everything is done, right? Most of the AI is done using Python programming language, students. So now this is the platform, artificial intelligence, right? For artificial intelligence, AI Connect. So you all can go to this aiconnect.cc website, and I will click on the, right, I will just put this link in the chat box as well. So go to this link, aiconnect.cc, and you will see this kind of web page. And as you don't have, right, now let me introduce you this website to you. This website is used for, right, this website is used for Python learning the Python programming, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. And using Python, we can do all these things. You can design some graphics using Python. You can, right, you can do machine learning, you can do artificial intelligence, you can design games, you can design website, you can do database management. All these things can be done using a single programming language, Python. Hence, Python is very popular. And you remember Pandey sir was talking about how easy Python programming is, right? Right? Sir is very experienced. Sir can tell you, right, how Python is so, right, so easy to learn, and why Python is so important, right? Python is almost used in every field. Let me demonstrate you with a very simple example of Python graphic designing, how easy Python programming is to do something, right? Now, as you don't have credentials, you cannot log into this website. But let me go to this this website, and I click on try without login. So when you click on try without login, it will not ask you about the username and password. Now, let's do some very simple graphic designing using the Python programming, just so that you can understand how Python programming language works. Those they are experienced with the Python, any of the programming language, they can type their code as well. Those who are not familiar, they can work with the block-based programming along with me. So let me show you what exactly this Python designing is. Graphic designing is, sorry. in graphic designing, suppose if you want to make any shape or if you want to draw anything on the screen, there's a very simple technique that you can use is a turtle. Now, what is turtle? Turtle is just a kind of a small arrow on the screen, and you can move that arrow in any direction to make design any graphics. So let's create a turtle. So what I will do, right? What I will do here. So what I will do, I will go to the variable and I will create a variable t, and this t will be my turtle. So I will go to turtle and I will say create a new turtle. Now I can move this turtle in any direction. So I can say that, I can say that I will go to the motion and I will say make my turtle t. Which turtle? So I'm talking about turtle t. Move forward by, let's say, 100 steps. So make my turtle t move forward by 100 steps. Now, as soon as I click on run button, you can see there's a turtle which appears at the center of the screen and it moves 100 steps forward, right? Suppose if I want to make a square using this. Now, any guesses how can we make a square using this turtle? What extra program that we have to write to make a square? Any guesses, right? Any guesses? Those who have already done programming before. Forward, okay. Change direction, okay, good. Okay. Sir, it is looking like a scratch. Okay. No, it's not similar to scratch. Okay, good. I got one very nice answer, appropriate answer here. I can use a loop, right? So I can go and I will say repeat. How many times? So I will go here, repeat, and we'll say that repeat 4 times, right? Because there are 4 sides of the square. So I can say repeat 4 times and make your turtle t move forward by 100 steps. Now what I can do, I can go to the motion and I will say make your turtle turn left. But turn left by how many degrees? So I'll say turn left by 90 degree, because in square or rectangle, the angle between 2 sides is 90. So I will click on this run button and you can see a very nice square on the screen, right? Very simple to understand. Now see, to do this, now sir was saying about this right before, to do something in Python, you have to write very small number of code, and even you don't understand, even if you want to make an application, even you don't have the depth knowledge, you can perform it using the Python very easily, right? Now you can see just to do this graphic, we have to write just 4 or 5 lines of code and it is done, right? Let me show you what this platform can do more. Now this is not about the Lego, right? This is actually a demonstration part only. But if you talk about this particular platform, this is more than capable of to do anything. For example, if I go and open any project here, you can see you can design a very nice graphics using the Python with minimum number of codes. Now this particular platform can show you the textual Python programming, right? As you can see here, you can design such kind of graphics very easily here, right? Using this. But the best part about this platform is you can go, right? You can go and click on this switch button. And when you can click on this switch button, you can type your own code as well, right? So you can type your own code. For example, if you want to type anything, let's say if you want to type print hello world, right? You can start typing as you type in any other software or browser, right? You can click, go to this line, and you can start typing print. I want a code here. Let's say print hello world, right? You can start typing it, and it will work, right? So this is a very important programming language, Python. If you want to be a programmer in future, if you want to do artificial intelligence and machine learning, web development, Python is something a must. It's a knowledge or something that has to be there, right, in your arsenal, right? So yeah, that kind of programming can be done very easily here. And what if you want to write your own code? Of course, that is possible. To write your own code, you have to simply write your program, right? Here, I prefer using a software called as Visual Studio Code. You can also use any other software such as PyCharm or ideally any software that you can use to do some kind of detection, right? Here, I'm using a very simple, I'm demonstrating you a very simple application, which you will see in your, right, in your mobile phone as well. This is an example of computer vision, right? Now you see this in your mobile phone as well, right? And you can see that this particular application detecting my face. So even if I move, you can see this square is moving along with me. And if you are right, if you have seen, this application is also used in your mobile phone application. Just go to your mobile app, right? Just go to your phone, switch to the front facing camera, and you will see the similar application, right? Isn't it? If you go to the mobile phone and you see this application, you will see there, right? That is being used by mobile phone camera application as well, front facing camera, right? So that's how you can see artificial intelligence work. That is computer vision for you, student. Natural language processing, training your machine using giving sample images, data, training your machine learning, and then you can deploy so that everyone else can use it. And this all can achieve with a single programming language, Python. Python is a very nice programming language and it allows you to do almost everything. Okay. All right. If you have any doubts now, you can ask me. If you have any doubt in any of these categories, you can definitely ask me now. Sir, I have to write, okay. Sir, if we want the machine learning to identify something, then we need to give it its sample. But if you want machine to identify something and don't have sample, this can recognize to the No. This all are done, right? This all are done using the training itself. Okay. How we have installed OpenCV? It's very simple. Go to your terminal and type, right? Go to the terminal and say pip install OpenCV hyphen, Python, right? It's giving error. Just check whether your pip is properly installed or not. Okay. If your pip is not working, you cannot install OpenCV as well. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can you can reinstall that, or you can contact me further, right? Later after this webinar. Okay. Yeah, you can use Google Colab as well. Yeah, definitely you can use Google Colab, students. Right, you can definitely use Google Colab. All right, any doubts?
Children, the chat box is open for your questions. So in case you have any more doubts, you can type in your questions in the chat box.
Yeah, I will be very happy to resolve your doubts. So if you have anything, you can down. Right. The registration link for the next webinar is also there in the chat box. You all can go and fill that up.
And just to add to what Sir said in furtherance to what he has already announced, the next session is scheduled for the 25th. In this series, for 9 to 12, it has been scheduled for the 25th of August. And the registration link is posted in the chat box. So if you please scroll up, you can find the registration link for the next session. And alongside the registration, you will also find a feedback form. So what is the best field for making software today, Aman sir? There are a couple more questions.
Just let me read. What is the best field for making software today? Okay, what is the best field? See, each and every field requires software nowadays, right? Because you will see there are a lot of area, right? There are a lot of areas where, right, we are going digital nowadays, right? We are going digital. If you can solve any issue of the society, that is best. Okay, if you can solve any society. But if specifically, if I talk about which is the best area to make software, so that can be a field where lot of data is involved. Lot of data, right? So wherever there's a huge data, making software in that field is the best thing, right?
So there's a question from Rishabh. He says, how do we use Django? And I'm sorry, Rishabh, I think your question just scrolled up. Could you please
copy and paste your copy and paste it again?
Could you please resend your query?
we use Django with AI enabled to make it on a website? Yes, actually, it's a very nice, right? You can see. Rishabh, we have seen on Teachable Machine, we click on export model and we get our website, right, up and running. Actually, if you want to do it using the Python, you have to know how to use Django, right, or the Flask. Okay, there are two modules or the library in Python. One is Django or one is Flask. If you know any of this module, you can make your website live and interactive. But along with that, you also need to know how to deploy your model on cloud, and that can be done using Pickle module, right? So there are a couple of things that you need to know other than Django, such as how to use HTML and CSS, and then how to know, right, how to use Pickle to deploy the model on the cloud, and any cloud services, right? Nowadays, Django can be deployed on various different clouds for free, right? There are a couple of cloud services which provides you a free microservice to host with limited, right, number of services and security, right? That can be done. One of the very famous, right, cloud services that you can use, right, can be by Google, or that can be, right, by your other cloud services. For example, your cloud, right, services.
So Rajdeep wants to know what is React used for.
React.js is a JavaScript, right? React.js is JavaScript. React.js is used for cross-platform student. Of course, you can, right? React.js is far different from your Python programming language. React is based on the JavaScript programming language, and which is mainly used for cross-platform development, such as if you want to develop something which supports Linux, Windows, Android, and Apple, Mac, all of them at the same time. And if you want to do something cross-platform dependence, you can use React.js there, right? So not opening properly in my phone. Which link not opening?
Which link are you talking about?
So in Django can host for free, cannot host for free. That is not the scene, right? If you can host it for free or not, that depends upon which website you use for hosting, right? Django is just a module, or I can say programming in Python. It will not allow you to host something for free or not. Okay, it depends upon your cloud service provider. Is it providing you service for free or not? Okay, right?
Sure.
Is there any
in response to your question, Shaurya Shantanu? This is in response to your question. We have more sessions like these, so you can register for them. The registration link is already there. So if you register for them and you attend all sessions till the end, we'll make it official for you and we'll award you with a certificate as well. So all participants who are interested in pursuing this programming language, this very interesting course, please register yourselves. The registration link is there in the chat box. So can we make hosting web from Python?
Yes, definitely. Django is used for that purpose only, right? You can do hosting using Python, or in very technical word, if I explain you, Django is used for Django is used for backend development using Python. Okay. How to develop our Python skill? Just attend the following webinars. I will do that for you. Okay.
If we want to access, in which national institute in India can I learn graphic designing?
National Institute in India. See, graphic designing, are you talking about in terms of Python or something? If you're talking about designing graphics using Python, actually that is a very basic thing, right? Designing a graphics using Python is just a couple of months, right? Just a couple of months thing. If you're talking about software designing, that can be done using PyQt5, Kinter. Okay, PyQt5, I will suggest it is the best, or you can use Kinter module. Okay, Using PyQt5, you can design softwares like a professional. And Kinter you can use if you are a beginner mod, right? Kinter, right? So I will write in the chat box as well if you want, if you do not understand, because the spelling is very different. PyQt5 and Kinter. These are the module, PyQt5 and Kinter. Can you see that in the chat box? Right? PyQt5 and Kinter. Okay, some of them are not able to open the feedback form. If you can just see that, ma'am. Sir, teachable Google link is not opening properly in phone. No, it is not made for phone use. Please open in computer or PC, okay? And sorry if I missed any of this.
Sakshi ma'am, could you please look into this? Some children have been saying that the feedback link won't open.
Is opening. Maybe they are facing problem for logging their mobile phone.
All right.
You can also check from, ma'am, I'm sharing the feedback link. You also check from your phone once. It is opening.
Good, Tejas. You have made a forest fire safety system. In future, whenever we have doubt, I will write. Whenever we have another interaction, I would definitely like to see what you have made in forest fire safety system. Which device is good for coding, iPad or PC? Definitely PC, without without any doubt in it. How do we create logic in for our programming? It's not a 1 day or 2 day job. It takes year to design it. Of course, there is an area, right, to design a logic, right, that is called as algorithm and data structures. If you learn algorithms and data structures in any programming language, your programming logic will automatically improve.
Which is why we recommend that you attend all the following sessions. And for that, please register. The registration link is already there. We are repetitively
Sir, can we make our own programming language using Python? It will be difficult, right? Creating a programming language using a language not going to work. Okay. Okay. Don't worry. Some of the AI and machine learning doubts, right? They are very generic, right? And we might discuss in upcoming sessions. Okay. That will be automatically covered in upcoming sessions. Okay. You made a weather prediction system. Good. Decision tree algorithm. Good, very nice. This one.
When will we learn more about 3D printing? Okay, so children, you'll need to put a hold on your questions now, because you need to save some for the coming session. So hold on to your horses till the 25th. Register for the upcoming session, and I'm sure your doubts will gradually all be answered, and you will become an expert coder, sir. Is that a coder? Are they going to become coders, programmers? Techies. Okay, you'll become techies, let's say. So we'll wind up the session for today, and I would like to extend a heartfelt and a sincere thanks to our guest of honor, Mr. Sunil Kumar Pandey, Mr. Aman Upadhyay, our resource person, and the entire team of STEM Robo Technologies for enlightening us with the latest state-of-the-art softwares. And I would like to also thank you all the participants for being with us. And a reminder in the end to register and also fill up the feedback before you sign out. Thank you, STEM Robo. Thank you, Aman sir, for making this a great learning session. We hope to have even bigger crowd in the upcoming sessions. Till then, I'll sign off. Thank you and Jai Hind.